I want to talk. I've always been intrigued by Elon Musk. I've always intrigued by the sort of plutocratic nature of these kind of characters, whether they're Bezos or Gates or any of these people. I think if you become a billionaire, something happens to you. I think there is almost inevitable, an irredeemable reality about being in possession of that much wonga that simply changes you. It is so beyond super rich. You can't fail to be a person whose life will take a tilt or a turn or a full-on 180 as a result of your wealth. You become, whether you like it or not, sort of influential. People request your opinion. Those that have found themselves that far up the financial ladder have invariably got there because of an initial determination in the world of business or commerce or engineering or technology, whatever it happens to be, pharmaceuticals. And these characters, by definition, there is a sort of a narcissistic underpinning to these people. If you look at people like Bill Gates, and I know Bill Gates divides the room for lots of reasons, but he's a bit of a weirdo, right? I mean, you wouldn't break bread with the man saying that was an enjoyable night. You know it would be awkward and clunky and odd. And I've always said exactly the same about Elon Musk. I've always thought he's a bit of a nut job. But, you know, a genius nut job is how we've had things arrive in the civilized world, whether it is great works of art, music, whether it's the issue of innovation, engineering, invention, all that kind of stuff. You know, you find people do sit on a certain part of the spectrum. And what goes along with that, sometimes genius, sometimes brilliance, sometimes a mixture of that, a little bit of luck thrown in as well, being in the right place, taking risks. Nick Hanauer, who was one of the, I think he was one of the Amazon, initial Amazon founders. I'm pretty sure he said this on a TED Talk once, but he said, I don't have a particular talent other than the ability to take risk in areas where many people before him would have gone, nope, I'm never doing that. He said, I don't know why. He said, I wasn't trained in that world. I just have an innate risk-taking facet to my makeup, my personality, my psychology, my biology, etc. So all of these guys are sort of, you know, we use that term, the flawed genius, etc. Of course, what has happened now, we can see this stuff play out in public because of social media. At the weekend, Elon Musk, I'm tempted to say almost out of nowhere, decided that he wasn't just going to no longer support Nigel Farage. He would go a little further and talk about Nigel Farage doesn't have what it takes. I mean, this is quite unequivocal. It's like, how did you get there? Is that really over a bloke in prison? Or is it, I don't believe it is, by the way. It can't be, because no one could be that stupid to draw that analysis, unless Elon Musk sort of is. Now, he might have been smoking something he shouldn't have been smoking when he wrote this. He then put his support onto Rupert Lowe, very capable Reform UK MP as well, and off it's gone from there. And then I, you know, had a little look today. I mean, the guy's obsessed with sort of UK politics. He wrote about 5 hours ago on X, America should liberate the people of Britain from their tyrannical government. And then he's done a poll on it as well. 661,000 people have currently taken part. It's been viewed by 10 million people. So what goes with great power is, you'd have thought, a great deal of responsibility. I don't honestly believe Elon Musk knows very much about British politics. I don't think he's kind of on it. And there's a whole set of issues that he's opined on. He's retweeting Kate Hoey. He's retweeting Ben Habib. He's got both friends of the show. He's retweeting Geert Wilders. He's retweeting Bob in Arbroath. There's nothing that he doesn't once in a while throw. The guy is tweeting at such a rapid... I know he owns X. It's kind of looking a bit deranged. He sort of has... Look, I'm the last person in the world to defend Keir Starmer in any shape or form. I don't think any of us on this station defend Keir Starmer. but he does sort of have a bit of a Starmer derangement syndrome going on. He's sort of taken the nuggets of a few headlines and sort of tried to make it all fit together. He's come out in favour of Robinson, the bloke who's in jail for contempt, nothing to do with any of the sort of grooming stuff or any of that. He's in jail for contempt over a completely separate issue. It's a prison sentence that's way too long, in my opinion. Should have been done and dusted in about 6 weeks for that kind of thing. You don't get but in this country, it has always carried a disproportionately lengthy prison sentence. I've never understood it. Forget Robinson, other people that have been jailed for this. It can't just be over that. But my question is this, really. Does Reform UK need Elon Musk? 0344 499 1000. Not only do I think they don't need Elon Musk, I think they will be better without Elon Musk. The problem is, if he keeps chipping in, his voice is very loud, and therefore, just by definition of who he is, it sort of becomes inevitably influential. I don't think there's a sort of a reverse gear on that one. Maybe he'll just get fed up and move on to someone else. Maybe he'll move on to Trudeau, but Trudeau's likely to be gone in a couple of days, by the way, in Canada. So there's some good news. I'm not seeing Musk say very much about what's happening in Canada, the nearest country to where he lives. But nonetheless, do Reform UK need Elon Musk? I think it was a dalliance that... And by the way, this man is just as likely in about 2 weeks' time to go, I got it all wrong, I now support Nigel again. Are we taking this bloke seriously? I mean, take him seriously on his cars. I know he didn't invent them, but he made all the money out of them. Or his spaceships. I know he didn't invent them, but he made all the money. Or X. I know he didn't invent it, but he made... In fact, he didn't really invent anything. He just did the right business deals, transactions, takeovers, raising money. Takes a great brain to do that, but that's his thing. So who knows where he'll go next? Does Reform need Elon Musk? I think they have been freed of something here. I think there would have been a problem down the track for Reform if they'd kept up this bizarre relationship with Musk. I suppose there are implications of what it means for their relationship with Donald Trump now. We will watch with interest, because there is no doubt about it. Elon Musk is not just a billionaire. I think is he $200 billion more than the next on the list of billionaires, which I think is Jeff Bezos. It's extraordinary wealth. We sort of all know that. But he's the president of the United States, the next president in a few weeks' time, couple of weeks. He's his right-hand man, essentially. So this man has influence. What does it mean for Reform? What do you make of this almost a kind of musky meltdown or breakdown? I don't know. I'm a bit concerned about the boy.